are live. Alrighty. Let me get this shared so people know that we are live. It looks like game one we will have Loki from Monte's side and Bigfoot from Chennai. Not sure who has advantage here yet. Alrighty. So yeah, Loki versus Bigfoot. Um, I believe this one is a good match. I think this one's around evenish, though I'm not 100% sure. I remember playing it once when Loki was still relatively new. I think he definitely can do it here. I think it's like 55-45, something like that for Loki, if I remember correctly, but perhaps I'm wrong. Let's see. Don't know who has advantage here for game one, but if I'm Loki here with advantage, then probably want a smaller map. I would think. I think you want to be moderately aggressive. Um, as Bigfoot, of course, I think you do want a little bit of a larger map. You're just naturally a little bit faster. Of course, Loki can get faster, but I think you're also trying to play a little bit more of the value game. But I'm not 100%. I'll admit a little bit of ignorance on this match. Um, but let's see what they end up going with. Other fighters, by the way, are Houdini for Monte and Shredder for Chennai. So we have Bigfoot and Shredder for Chennai and Houdini and Loki for Monte, getting ready for game one here. Still looks like no map selection yet, although we do looks like we have bands, so it looks like Hirot, and I'm not sure which map that one is. I can probably do process of elimination, figure that out. Um, Hirot and something else got banned. It looks like we are going to go to Santa's. or not Santa's. Oh gosh, I keep doing this. The White House, the new map. I keep wanting to call it Santa's because it's such a small map. It just reminds me of it. I'm like, it's another move 3. Very, very tight map, very close quarters. Um, it's got the secret passageways brought back. Um, all right, it looks like Loki will go first. So perhaps Bigfoot's map here. So maybe Bigfoot going with the small map. I mean, there is a school of thought. Bigfoot, of course, known for having just about everything you could really want in a fighter. At least in like the traditional sense, a lot of damage, a lot of defense, just big numbers. He's Bigfoot, and he can play a little bit of aggression. I do like this map for him in the sense that you have a lot of decent zone cutoffs for your ability. Move 3 means you can always go hit Loki if need be. And it's not such a bad body blocking map. You can kind of position in a way to choose who Loki can attack. I mean, obviously the scheme for Loki that lets him pull out a fighter, that can be a little bit much, but let's do this. Okay, let's see. They'll keep or mulligan here. Bigfoot keeps, and Monte will mulligan. Okay, there we go. A little bit of suspense there, drawing it out. Yo, what's up, Mitosis? Welcome to the stream. You might be the only person watching the stream at the moment, but glad to have you here. As a quick update, we've got Monte playing Loki against Chennai's Bigfoot and the other fighters. Chennai has Shredder and Monte has Houdini. So I think in terms of the 50-50 call here, you don't want to obviously really play Houdini into Bigfoot. Loki into Bigfoot, certainly better. I do think Monte winning that 50-50 call about which fighter to go first, but this one I think is pretty even. What's up, Aroy? Streaming while you have a lot to do at work. You know what? I don't know. Quit your job, become full-time unmatched player. Should work out great. All right, here. Getting started. Loki with the maneuver, and Bigfoot protecting Jackalope. I mean, Bigfoot kept, so I would expect he got a horns in there. Maybe 2. Compelling offer if I'll bankroll it. I don't know about all that. I don't know if I could fund full time unmatched for everyone. Maybe if I how much of the tournament prizings for winning unmatched is it enough to retire on yet? My toast is showing up for Monte. No, I respect it. The GOAT. I mean, of course, commentary here, unbiased, but gotta admit, I do know Monte a bit better than Chennai, and Monte is a great guy. I'm sure Chennai is as well. All right, Monte boosting in with the flighting. And gonna go for the attack. I do think Loki plays aggressive here. I think that is the strategy, but like I said at the start here, I admit a little bit of ignorance on this match. I think I've only played it once, and that was when Loki was still a relatively new character. So we'll see what these players have in store. Okay, one of the feints here. That's pretty good for Monte, I would say. 2 damage into Bigfoot, of course, 16 health, no healing. I think that's a pretty good interaction for Monte, giving the trick, of course, to Bigfoot. Who, I mean, you could play it, but then you're going to take 4 damage, and, you know, if you're Loki, you don't really want to play the 4. You probably have something that can handle the defense there, so good start, I think, for Loki. All right, and yeah, Bigfoot is gonna just attack Loki with the trick. Couple different options here for Loki. I mean, you can play the blue 3 trick and just keep him Bigfoot having tricks. Swap value will take no damage, but you don't really want to play that now because you can't heal. Okay, and it is the blue 3 trick. The other option, of course, would be Loki's feint in quotation marks. It only cancels effects on your opponent's cards. It'll let you keep your not Loki effects instead. Just ignore the value. Really nice for Loki, and important for his whole game plan. Looks like Bigfoot deciding whether or not to discard here. Probably not for 1 damage. Yeah, Bigfoot went with the small map. I agree, Roy. Surprising to me as well. I would have thought Bigfoot wanted the larger map here. But Bigfoot, it appears that Bigfoot chose Santa's, or Santa's. I'm gonna keep doing this. White House, and Loki went first, of course. And now Bigfoot double attacking here. Pretty decent because you can draw with ability. Loki doesn't have any defensive movement, so, and you don't want to have a huge hand anyways against him. So, I like the decision to attack there. Could be a random log, savagery. Could be something else. My test is saying might be unfamiliar with the matchup. Definitely possible. I mean, I think there's a little bit of a tendency for some people, for some games people to expect like every player is going to play super optimally. Not always the case. I'm by no means. I don't know if what Chennai's plan is here. It could very well be well thought out, but it happens. Log it is into Levitin, and taking 2 damage there. Aroy saying log would be silly. Well, with underhanded, it wasn't underhanded, so it works. But yeah, great call out. Underhanded there would have been nasty. Full block into log. And Bigfoot drawing with ability. I think you're fine doing it. Loki does only have the 2 cards in hand, so I don't think you're super scared of having the big hand now. But if Loki kind of backs up a little bit, you might be forced to kind of play with your big hand. Although, again, Bigfoot did keep, so odds of a Jackalope Horns being there are pretty decent. You could Horns to pass and not draw and not keep your hand super large. And get some damage that might stick onto Loki. Notably, though, 1 more damage and your healing becomes online. For Loki, the healing trick, Freya's. And Loki going to center. I believe there are multiple centers on this map, but I think that one is the best. Oh, no, going away from it. Okay. I mean, both fighters move 3 right now, so not a whole lot to be gained by trying to outrun your opponent. Yeah, and Loki just double maneuvering, getting 4 spaces away. I don't know if far enough away from Horns. I do think Jackalope can get there no matter what. But pretty far away from Bigfoot. A-Ray saying Horns reaches everywhere. Yeah, I do think it does reach everywhere here. I haven't mathed it, but I believe you. This map is incredibly tiny. Okay, and it looks like Loki will settle on the very bottom yellow space. just enjoying some fresh air while Bigfoot messes around in in the White House. About to crash through the Oval Office. Let's see what Chni decides to do. I mean, as Bigfoot, I mean, he's thinking about it a lot. I would assume he doesn't have horns. I think you would just play it if you do have it. Um, okay, going forward with maneuver, it looks like. Yep. That is a little bit of lag, but yeah, he maneuvers. Looks like maneuvering twice. And now you've got a big hand. Loki gonna maneuver and then try to come in. I mean, Bigfoot is well within range. You're just kind of taunting Loki, saying, actually, no, it's 4 spaces, but just a little bit of. Uh, I mean, Loki could double maneuver here. I thought Bigfoot was within 3 spaces, but there's no line between the solo yellow and the solo blue, so it is 4 spaces away. Loki could double maneuver here. You're worried about horns, but that's always kind of a thing. Um, I don't think you boost in and try to hit Bigfoot. I don't think that really does a lot. Avery's saying Bigfoot is 3 away. Is Bigfoot 3 away? Oh no, you're right. Because if you go to the green zone, great catch. The other way is 3 spaces. Yeah, my bad. Okay, and Loki double maneuvers, but then gets hit with the jackalope horns down to 12. And the question is if Bigfoot has his little Pokemon here attack Loki or tries to just walk away. I mean, the attack, you put yourself down in cards. You could horse draw if you really need it, but it looks like he'll just maneuver. Welcome, 4 cartridge. Yeah, there's always lure. Very true. Very true. All right, Bigfoot sitting on a big hand. One Loki trick that we know is the blue 3. Loki maneuvering. Probably gonna just go smack Bigfoot here. Um, Question is smacking with what? Uh, could do another Baldur's. Could throw the looking for trouble here. Might not be the worst thing in the world. Could even be no, it can't be an underhanded. And you decide you probably want to save that on defense. Okay, little bait there, little feint into feint action. And that's 2 feints gone from Bigfoot. I mean, of course, Bigfoot has 5 of them, so he's kind of the best character for that. But 2 gone is not nothing. And Bigfoot gonna smack right back, notably at the hard zone cutoff, so can attack twice here and still draw. I don't mind the either defensive trick for Loki. He's gonna go with Leviton though into savagery. Okay, so probably gonna try to reveal one of Bigfoot's cards. Don't really want to take a bunch of damage there if you're Loki. Okay, revealing Hoax, I believe, again. So, no damage. Let's see if Bigfoot tries to attack again. I think probably should, but it depends on what's in your hand. Not a terrible time for almost anything here. I don't know. I mean, you can throw a log, of course, if you have it. You could throw another savagery if you have it. Um, there's a world you offensive hoax or something like that. Instead, Bigfoot would just go with the maneuver and splitting up. Uh, Pretty solid positioning there from Bigfoot. Oh, okay, gonna go back to center. I liked where he was initially because Loki's not move 3 to be into the same zone. And you just like keeping your ability active potentially. Even if you're not necessarily going to use it, just having that option is really, really strong and one of the things that makes Bigfoot as good as he is, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll just go to center though. And Loki will maneuver on in. Could be a decent spot for the red zero. I mean, Bigfoot's already played 2 feints, of course, still with the 3 others. I mean, 1 more feint and 2 more imaginations. Um, which are just 3 value feints, but a blue. Um, but still, decent spot for Loki's red zero. Um, if not that, I mean, Baldur's is always good. Put another trick in hand. The looking for trouble makes a lot of sense still. Especially if you think Bigfoot might block with your trick. I mean, you know Bigfoot has hoax in hand, so he's not going to take. Welcome, John Boy. Other fighters, Chennai has Shredder and Monte has Houdini. Okay, and Monte changing his mind here a little bit, going after Jackalope instead. Maybe just hoping to. This could be a looking. Uh, I mean, Jackalope has all the same defenses as Bigfoot, so just would rather get damage onto Jackalope, I assume. Maybe doesn't want to end next to Bigfoot. I don't know. Okay, and Bigfoot will defend with the hoax, and it's into the swap. Okay. Decent for Loki there. 2 damage onto Jackalope. Another trick for Bigfoot. But the hoax will trigger, so a little bit of movement here. Yeah, Mitosis saying you really like Monty's side here, trying to kill Shredder twice. I do agree, especially yeah, because Loki can definitely beat Bigfoot. This is, I think, an even match. Um, and yeah, I think Houdini into Shredder is very good, and Loki into Shredder is actually pretty good for Loki as well. So Chennai, I think, has the uphill battle. But it starts with winning this game. Not impossible though. I do think that stats, for what they're worth, which I disagree with, says that like Shredder has beaten Houdini like 3 out of 4 times. Uh, I wouldn't listen to that myself, but maybe someone knows something I don't. Aroy's saying Loki's better into Bigfoot than Shredder. Yeah, fair enough. Um, I know the Loki Shredder one is pretty decent for Loki, but like I've said, I'm not super familiar with this one. Yeah, there's no line there. Bigfoot trying to throw a log around a corner. Can still get to Loki in a lot of other ways, but not from over there. Unless he became Bullseye. Bigfoot Bullseye sounds horrifying. My dad is saying Loki's still good into Shredder if he loses this game. Yeah, I agree. I think you can play for a win as Loki into Bigfoot and into Shredder. And then I think Houdini Bigfoot sucks, but Houdini into Shredder I think is very good for Houdini. And Savagery into an underhanded defense, so full block there for Loki. Not into a 6, not into a log, which you would prefer, but honestly, I think Loki's very happy with that. Or at least moderately happy with that. Not taking any damage from Savagery, which can be pretty annoying. And Loki going in for the attack. If you're Bigfoot, start defending with a trick. You're either giving Loki back underhanded or you're giving him 3 health by defending with either trick. Could be an offensive looking for trouble as well, just for Loki to kind of force it a little bit. We'll just see a skirmish block into an underhanded. Ooh, okay. Pretty solid for Loki there. 2 more damage into Bigfoot who cannot heal. And you still keep underhanded as your top card to keep Bigfoot in that little bit of a tough spot, not really wanting to give you back underhanded. Yo, welcome, Exile. And Aroy saying, I think Loki wins this one, and it comes down to if Shredder can beat Houdini by going first and having good deck order. Yeah, sounds about right. I do think I like the Houdini side in most cases against Shredder, but I mean, there's a world Shredder with good deck order can handle. Shredder with good deck order can handle almost anyone. So Exile thinking Loki wins this one. Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is like slightly Loki favored, but you're Loki's biggest defender, so. Monte debating what he wants to do here with his second action. I mean, Bigfoot only really has 3 cards in hand that are his own. And not at a hard zone cutoff, so you're not really worried about ability draw with pressure. Exile, not slightly. So what do you think this one is? Is this, what, Loki 70-30 into Bigfoot, in your opinion? See if Monte attacks here or just backs up. I mean, if you had looking for trouble, I think you do attack. I mean, of course you can be feinted, but I think the way that Bigfoot's been playing some feints, I think you would have expected that to come out earlier. Um, Defensive skirmish, probably. I mean, he's almost certainly got a defense. That I don't doubt. Um, okay, and Loki gonna attack. It depends on what Bigfoot wants to do here. If he wants to defend with a trick or not, could be a random Ragnarok. Just Bigfoot hasn't defended with the tricks. Throw Ragnarok and 6 into something. Okay, we'll defend with one of them, and it'll be the blue 3. I think that's pretty good for Loki. Ooh, and Shapeshifter. So either 1 damage or an action gain, and you're getting underhanded back. I think I take the action gain here from Loki. Exile saying 65-35. Okay, I can see that. With split advantage, I can see that. But I need to play this match more, honestly. And now, threat of underhanded offensively. I imagine Loki attacks again here. Could have another shapeshifter in hand, but I don't love it now because it's even. I mean, if it's taken, it's great. It's a 4, but if it's defended, it's a 3 into whatever it's defending. So you're at max getting 1, but probably no damage. All right, and momentous shift defended with is interesting. Very interesting defense. Getting a little bit of lag here. What did Loki attack with? We need to know. Oh, Ragnarok. Okay, it was a Ragnarok attack into momentous shift. Interesting. Getting a tiny bit of lag here, but hopefully that'll clear itself up in a minute. It looks like Bigfoot attacked with a savagery into something. I apologize, you guys, for the lag at the moment. Yeah, Exile, what is happening is a great question. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, technical difficulties never seem to escape my streams. technical difficulties, you guys. I apologize. I don't know where they went. Alright, we are back, y'all. Alright, looks like some damage was traded and healed. Cards have been, in hand, have been depleted a little bit. Health's 10 to 10. And the Loki trick is been played Freya's for healing. And we have Malicious Flighting going undefended into Bigfoot for 3 damage and a draw from Loki. Whoa. That is very good for Loki, who usually wants to be down on cards in hand compared. Doesn't really like hand advantage. We'll take it there when you're dealing undefended hits. Again, apologies you all for the technical difficulties, but we are back. And Bigfoot really probably going to use ability here. Deck counts, we have 16 for Loki and 15 for Bigfoot. And Loki gonna debate where to go in. Only move 2, so probably just gonna go to center if you're going to attack. Otherwise, you know, back out of there. I mean, Bigfoot can draw a lot faster than Loki can, but now Loki does have the hand disadvantage that he usually wants. Still has 1 underhanded left. Still has, looks like 3 shapeshifters left. So plenty of opportunity. Shapeshifters, though, aren't super good right now. Bigfoot having 4 cards in hand. Alright, and Loki does decide to go in. And gonna attack. I mean, big threat is the underhanded for sure. Could just be a Baldur's, though. Still got 2 of those left. Could be looking for trouble. I don't think we've seen any of those yet. Double check. Yeah, we haven't seen any lookings. It's a regroup defense into a looking. Oh boy. Might just keep that if you're Loki. I mean, of course you're gonna see what's available, and there is nothing else available. Regroup is the only defense. Disengage, crash, and a jackalope horns for Bigfoot in hand at the moment. And yeah, now getting a bit scary. If you're Bigfoot, 3 more damage, down to 4 HP. You are going to get to draw from the regroup, so you'll get one more card. But you can't even, I mean, if that's a log, maybe you double attack. But I really can't see it because you can't, because you're not going to kill Loki, and Loki's just going to come and kill you. I think you just gotta get away. Okay, disengage into the swap, so no damage. Huh. And that's pretty big for Loki. He still has 2 lookings left. Guaranteed at least 1 damage with them because of the imaginations. But if without a cancel, or without specifically an imagination, guaranteed 2 damage and healing for Loki just by ripping out the Freyas. Loki still has plenty of damage left and plenty of health left. Plenty of everything left. Really like the position here for Monte's Loki. And if he wins here, that'll mean Chennai has to beat Houdini twice. Now, beating Houdini with Bigfoot, not really the problem. Beating Houdini with Shredder, I think, is the problem. But all of that's neither here nor there. What happens in this game matters first. Bigfoot could attack again. Probably should attack again, I would think. You won't have defense, but you can draw at least. Yeah, it looks like maneuvering. Just backing away from the god of mischief. I mean, if you're Loki here, you know Bigfoot can't have that many defenses. But I don't think you just try to full send or anything here. I mean, you have 1 card in hand. Bigfoot draws with ability now up to 6. I think you back up as Loki because you only have 4 damage to get through. You can get that damage, I would think, very nicely. Obviously, you don't want to die yourself. There's still 2 more Jackalope horns, and you know one of them's in hand, but I think if it's a battle of who's going to kill who first, I think Loki is more likely to. Let's see where Monte decides to go. Move 3, of course, with the trick in hand. think Monte taking his time and trying to figure out what he has left. And that's quite a lot, I think. Still have two cancels, still have two Balders, still have two Lookings, still have three Shapeshifters, a Ragnarok, an Underhanded, Flighting. I mean, you basically have everything. You just don't have any Levitans left. You also still have two Schemes. Like, you still have your lures. And Bigfoot's not really going to play your one trick, so you could do that and throw an, a Ragnarok. Uh, I mean, he'll have to play the purple trick probably at that point, but the Freyas, because otherwise that's guaranteed 2 damage. It's still guaranteed 1 damage into Freyas. Okay, Loki just double maneuvering, and now Bigfoot charging in. And it's the other Freyas into a shift, so 2 damage to Loki. Another trick for Bigfoot, and starting to get a little bit scary, I think, for Bigfoot. Because now lure into Ragnarok is really, really dangerous. You can't play either of the tricks in hand. That will kill you. It'll be 4 damage over. It'll be a 6. If you don't, it's a 9 and that kills you anyways. It's lethal, I'm pretty sure. Someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but lure into Ragnarok is guaranteed lethal, I think, for Loki. As of right now. Yeah, Loki just getting out of there. Because I think you're just playing for finding either one of your lures or your other Ragnarok. One of your lures and your other Ragnarok, I think. Okay, Bigfoot coming in, attacking, underhanded defense, into the log. Perfect interaction there for Loki. 6 value block. I mean, if you're Loki, either you have your lethal or you just keep maneuvering for it, I think. Aroy saying, why not use horns? Jackalope could be so helpful. I do think that would be nice. Maybe worried about Jackalope dying? I don't know. It's a good point. Maybe just wants to put hand pressure on Loki. Obviously, underhanded there. Perfect block, but only had 1 left. Maybe the thought process is if he doesn't have it, 6, pretty nice, makes him waste a card to defend. I see logic, not saying it's the correct play, but I see logic. Not sure what the perfect play would be. Should be worried about Bigfoot dying? Yeah, that one does matter a little bit more, and that is the pressing issue at the moment. Loki really debating here whether or not to attack. I think you double maneuver, but it depends on what you have in your hand. I mean, of course, like I said, if you had the lure into the Ragnarok, you play that instantly. But going with an attack could be a looking, because I mean, it's guaranteed damage. If it's fainted, it's 2 damage. If it's imagination, it's 1 damage. It is imagination, and it's into a shapeshifter. I think Loki's okay with that. No damage, but you are getting rid of one of those pesky imaginations, and now you maneuver and go right back to the duel zone, preventing Bigfoot ability from being online after attacking. Doing pretty decent. In terms of deck counts, we are at 10 for Loki and 10 for Bigfoot. So dead even. Now one less, of course, for Bigfoot going in. I mean, yeah, it appears Chni is going to just try to keep going in and attacking, moving Jackalope into maybe better safety here. Perhaps the thought process is getting Loki down to 4 HP for lethal with horns. There is a skirmish. It's not bad. Loki will draw 1, but Bigfoot does get to push Loki if he wants. Doesn't look like he is at the moment, but maybe he's just debating it. I believe it is still Chennai's turn, debating to move with skirmish or not, but he might have decided not to. A little bit unclear. If that's the case, is Loki. I mean, still just waiting for your combo. It's going to come eventually. Avery saying seems quite over.